Explain what
You look bald.
what scribbles are. What is the structure of scribbles?
There's a man up there.
There's a man on my roof.
The structure of a scribble.
Louder.
I'm trying to think. I need to get my words together. Okay. I hope I remember all the rules. So a scribble, the way that we set up a scribble is we gave ourselves a 2-hour time limit to, not necessarily like, just because we did a lot of planning, like more specifically Parker did a lot of planning before it actually happened, but we gave ourselves a 2-hour time limit to film everything. And so what would happen is before like Chris got off of work, Parker would make a Notion page of like the aesthetic that we're going for with like pictures and like quotes and songs to let us understand what was going on like in his brain. And then when Chris got there, we were able to figure out location and costumes. And that was like all the planning that we did basically beforehand. And then when we got to filming, we gave ourselves a 2-hour time limit to film everything that we would think we needed and to still plan everything out because the shoot wasn't initially planned out. The aesthetic for it and the vibes that we were going for it were planned out, but nothing else was like, everything was kind of made up on the fly. And so when you would start shooting, it would be like you would be shooting one thing and then something would come to one of their brains and we would be shooting a different thing and it would be just really fast and quick, and we weren't really able to leave like because we only had 2 hours, and we would quite literally stop ourselves at 2 hours because that's the rule that we gave, and we're working on self-discipline, which I think that rule works really well for them. Yeah.
Oh, basically, how it started was that we were having a meeting. Hello? I'm supposed to be talking louder than this. Okay, so basically we were having a meeting and, well, we were on like a FaceTime meeting and we were sitting in our office. Parker and I were sitting in our office, Danny and Chris were over the phone, and we were like, okay, what should we do for like smaller things? Like what, like things that like aren't like short films or like full like stories or like concepts, like whatever, like what do we do for smaller shoots? And we were like, oh, like we want to like start messing around with like vignettes because they're like really not easy, but you know, like step one, you can't just like jump off the gun with like making like a 4-part series and like a bajillion movies, you know. So we took the idea of like all of us were going to choose a word, and we were going to have a set time frame to shoot like whatever, like something in correlation to whatever word we picked. And there's an airplane, so I'm gonna pause.
Ask me another question, please. So when Parker was first planning this, the whole thing with the Scribble too is that we don't make it's not like a story. It may seem like it has a story, but like it really like doesn't. Like there's no story behind it. Like we couldn't like be like, oh, this is what's happening because of this, you know. So like for Green, we just had the aesthetic of these two witches that have a rival with each other. There's no backstory, there's nothing. That's it. And so that's what we had to work with. Me and Louie are told what to do, and we do it. And then a couple weeks went by, and Parker made this poem. No.
I'm not a fucking poet.
okay, he made this story that does give a bit of a background, which we did have a conversation where if this was breaking the rules or not, but I think it's fine. He just thought, like, after the editing, I just felt like it was missing something, and so he made like a story, like a background piece, for the video that we already have, that is pretty much already edited, I think, besides it being very much blurry. And I did give you notes on this, even though I think we already worked it out. What was the question? I think I answered it, but I don't know.
It was like, what's the concept behind green? You said it was.
Oh yeah. Originally, it was just a story, not a story. It was two witches that are from separate covens, and that's all you get. Because you have to watch the video. Haha, fuck you.
Okay. Anyway, so as I was saying, all of us had to pick a word, and we were going to set aside a specific time frame to shoot like something in correlation to that word, which included the entire writing and like story building concept process. So we picked a word on that meeting day. I did mirror. I think Danny did fish. Maybe Chris did fish. I think Chris did fish. Parker did shimmer, and Danny did green. Honestly, I could be wrong. I don't really remember. That's fine though. So like we all picked a word, and like we weren't allowed to like think about it or talk about it until shooting day, like shoot week. But we did it all in the span of 1 week. All 4 vignettes in the span of 1 week. It was rough. We call them hell weeks for obvious reason.
So the purpose of giving us these rules is because the 2 boys that we work with just sometimes can't get shit done. No, they can get it done, but it's the fact that everything has to be perfect. Everything. And that is why things don't get done, because in their eyes it's not perfect. So we gave us these rules because we've come to the realization that a lot of things don't get done and a lot of things don't get posted because they're not good. And so we've come to the realization that it doesn't have to be good in order for us to post it, just because this is like it's the start. Like you're not gonna like the first pieces that you do in any kind of art, and that's okay, because it's a learning process. And so even though we know that everything's not going to be perfect, that was holding us back. And so in order to make us give ourselves these rules, we are now like forcing ourselves to post things that we don't like, because we know it's part of the process that we need to get through in order to get to where we want to be. Stop. I'm done. Next question. Next caller.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Let's see how you did.
Okay. Should I stop it?
I'm gonna give you the Bechdel test for schizophrenia right now.
Okay. Should I record it?
The 2 for being a bitch.
Okay, cool.
The 2